How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Likewise.
Huh?
Likewise. Are we on?
We're always on, man.
We're sweating.
Listen, who's in charge of the weather around here, man? It is hot. I had that umbrella over there earlier. You are looking good. What have you been doing? Some Pilates or what?
Yeah.
Huh?
I can barely touch my toes, let alone Pilates.
Let's do it. Yeah, me either. Man, what a facility. It's the first time I've ever been here.
Yeah, it's nice.
Division 2.
Division 2, yeah, they do it right.
You and I have started in Division 2, Northern Michigan, Northern Arizona, and all those little schools, huh?
Yeah, this is beautiful.
Wow, love it.
Flat, great food.
Great food. Yeah, last time I was here, we ate a lot of ribs. Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. Okay, how'd practice go?
It was good. Guys were we had 10-10-10 practice, you know.
I love a 10-10-10.
Yes.
What did you focus on in your 10s?
We had some deep throws. We had a little.
You do that quite a bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
some more deep throws.
And then the third one was
And
deep
then
throws.
had some red zone deep throws.
That's awesome. You know what? You're not gonna say this, but I'm gonna say this. Our mentor from Green Bay is who? Mike Holmgren, right? And I'm going to call him up. I don't know if you know this or not. I'm going to call up Mike and tell him, hey, you know what? If our guy Andy Reid wins one more playoff game, he ties you, Mike, for 6th most wins in the playoffs all time. 13 wins. Did you know that, or did I just feed you with new information?
I'm just trying to catch Mike.
I know you don't care.
He needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
I know. Yeah, and I know you don't care about playoffs right now. All you care about is this 10-10-10 practice and maybe the next practice. But anyway, I'm so proud of you. What a team. You know, when I talk to fans around the country, and certainly coming in here, high expectations, Andy. Everybody thinks this is your best team ever, is it?
Yeah, well, we'll find out. We'll find out in January. But the guys are working hard, and we've got talent.
Here's the thing with high expectations, especially when you have a quarterback, a young quarterback, right, winning that MVP.
Yeah.
And I know you love Patrick Mahomes and his demeanor, but since you and I have been in this crazy league for the last 30 years, only 2 quarterbacks have won the MVP, and were able to follow it with a Super Bowl win. And you know who they are. One is Tom Brady, and one is our guy, Brett Favre.
That's right.
And so you got to take it with a grain. Hey, I am MVP, but I got to get better,
That's right.
and I got to help this team win.
Yeah.
Do you pull from that experience when you were in Green Bay with Brett?
Yeah, so I'll tell you the one thing about this kid. He wants to be great. I mean, that's what he wants to be, in a humble way. And that's the way he approaches every day. You love it. I mean, you love the way he goes about his business. He wants you to feed him. He wants you to teach him. He wants you to work him hard. You can coach him hard. Eric Bieniemy does a phenomenal job with Mike Kafka. I mean, they're rough on him and demand, and he loves every minute of it.
Are you sharing the installations? How are you doing all that offensive work?
Yeah, absolutely. No, Eric Bieniemy's the offensive coordinator, and he rolls it out.
He's good. You got a good coaching staff.
We've got a great one. Yeah.
I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the Italian stallion that just walked by Spags,
No,
right?
how about Spags?
So I want you to talk through that defense, because we all know you have a great offense. It was great last year to be great this year, but you wanted to improve your defense.
Yep.
Give me the thought process in hiring Spags.
Yeah, so listen, Bob Sutton, I think is a phenomenal football coach. He's going to do great down in Atlanta. We had a change, and so the change was Spags came in and is installing the 4-3. We were a 3-4 before, and it's similar to what we did in Philadelphia, with his spin on it. And he's had a lot of success in the National Football League, and so here he is. I mean, he's here and he's got the talent. He brings in great energy. I mean, you know how he operates, and every day it's upbeat and high, and he's got a good coaching staff that has worked with him before. So the guys aren't the coaches aren't having to learn the defense. They know it, and they can jump in and go.
Well, how important is that, though? You're talking about changing your base defense. Nowadays, the base defense is only on the field maybe a third of the time.
Yeah, so
the rest is your sub packages.
75 to 80% is your subgroup.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got that whole multiple subgroup that he does, and it's a great challenge for the offense. Right now, it goes back and forth, and that's a good thing. You want the defense to get after the offense, and the offense to get after the defense, and it's very competitive. We get a lot of ones-on-ones work, and so I think it's good for both sides. And then the twos, they get in grind. I've got Chad Henne at the quarterback with the twos, so he's experienced, and he's a heck of a football player himself, and he gets in and leads that group. So there's great competition all the way through this thing.
That defense that you're trying to improve lost some good players. Let's face it, good guys. I know you felt very highly of D. Ford and Justin Houston and Eric Berry and those guys that were really, really good guys and good players. They're gone, but you brought in some guys.
Yeah.
Talk about Frank Clark first.
Yeah. Yeah, so the name of the game in today's football is you're going to lose guys.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, those are three of my favorite guys. They're good people and good football players. But here comes Brett Veach, and he retools it, brings in Frank Clark. Frank Clark, every play is his last play. He goes 100 miles an hour on everything. He brings this intensity and desire, and that's infectious. You know how that goes. And then you add the Honey Badger into the mix, T5. He comes in and he's
why him? Because he's a versatile guy, man.
no, you watch his one-on-ones. Just watch him one-on-one pass coverage, and his technique and fundamentals are phenomenal. I mean, his patience, his footwork, leverage, all those things, and then you add the instincts that he has, which are second to none there.
Is that what Spags? He's gonna run his defense around. Does he still got a honey badger?
Yeah,
you call him that?
T5.
T5 now, okay.
Yeah, he's got.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking one-on-ones. He covers linebackers. He covers tight ends. He covers slots. He's covering everybody. How do you practice?
I hope he's not covering linebackers, but that's right. He can play like a linebacker.
Like a linebacker.
You need to fire up a little bit. I'm glad you haven't changed it all.
None. We used to share an office. This guy used to drive me nuts. He used to bring Shamir and all those tight ends in here, and it's like, hey, I'm trying to get some work done around here. Let's go to hometown buffet for dinner, okay?
You're out of your mind.
Hey, I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah.
What's tomorrow? What's tomorrow? You got two practices?
No, players are off tomorrow.
They're off.
Then they come back for the two practices.
Okay.
Two practices aren't like the days when we did.
I know it.
It's a walkthrough.
So today, let me just tell you this: in Green Bay, the Houston Texans are having a joint practice in Lambeau over there, or over at the Packers.
Yeah.
You got J.J. Watt and Deshaun Watson riding bikes with the kids. That's like, what?
Yeah, sacrilegious.
But J.J. Watt is a cheesehead, right?
Well, he is, but I mean, you can't, come on.
Come on, he stole the bike and a kid gave him his bike. Did you ever ride a bike?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I rode a bike.
Some kid let you ride his bike?
Yeah, I did. I think it was a lady, actually. It was a woman.
Really?
Yeah.
Remember back in the day, our players used to ride on the handlebars. They don't do that anymore.
No.
Okay. No. Hey, Andy Reid, keep up the great work, man.
All right, Mooch. Appreciate
having you. Thanks for coming on.
Appreciate you.
Let's go eat some ribs or something, okay?
Wow, let's go, man.
All right, love you, man.
Love you too. Be safe.
Patrick Mahomes, the MVP. We got to get to know each other a little bit. Game Changers. Remember that show with Kurt Warner?
Yes, sir.
You're trying to throw the ball through that hole and everything. That was a lot of fun. You've come a long way. Really proud of you.
I appreciate that.
You having fun?
I'm having a ton of fun. We got a great team, great coaches, and they let me go out there and be myself, which is awesome.
All right, we got. We're gonna have this fun little skit where we're gonna have Mahomes Magic Crunch, the cereal that's out there. We're gonna have a box and we were gonna maybe open it and try it with you. The only one problem. It's sold out. You can't get it anywhere in St. Joseph.
He bought it all.
I think he may have bought it all.
Yeah.
But they're trying to get $1,500 a box for it on eBay. I think it's going for about 30 something, which is still a marked upgrade. All profits from the sale go to your charity, right? Tell us more about that.
Yeah, exactly. So I have a charity called 15 Minute Mahomes. So it's all about kids from underserved communities and kids that are in the hospital suffering from either major accidents or chronic illnesses. And so whenever I talked to Hy-Vee, who's a partner of the Chiefs, and now me, they told me that they wanted to do the cereal thing, and I wanted all the proceeds to go to that charity. And it started off great. I mean, the Chiefs Kingdom, they support me with everything, and so all those proceeds are going to my charity and to the Kansas City community. And so I'm glad that we could go out and do that.
That's
All right, so since we couldn't sample it, you're just gonna go Food Network on us here. Describe it. What's Mahomes Magic Crunch taste?
So it's kind of the Frosted Flakes, I guess would be the most best comparison for it. A little bit less sugar, but than Frosted Flakes. But I mean that was my favorite cereal growing up, so I wanted to make it as close as I could.
There you go. He's involved. The whole process.
He's an almond milk guy. I'm a whole milk guy. That's fantastic. You keep that stuff up.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
That's fantastic that you're giving back. Everybody that we talk to, Patrick, all the pundits are talking about how does Patrick Mahomes get better in his second year starting after such a fantastic 50 touchdowns, 5,000 yards, MVP season, and I tend to answer that as it's not about those individual statistics. It's growing, learning defenses and blitzes and protections in your own offense better, and all those other things that may or may not show up in statistics hopefully show up in wins. But the expectations for you are very high, Patrick. Did you know that?
Yeah, for sure. And you said it exactly right. It's not all about the statistics. It's not all about the stats of how many touchdowns or how many yards you threw for in the game. It's about going out there and how you play the position and how you go out there and lead these guys and how you go out there and win football games. It's all about being consistent in this league. It's not about the big play every single time. I mean, those are nice, but at the same time, just going out there being that quarterback each and every week to put your team in a position to win every game.
Yeah.
How much is it, this offseason when you're so close to where you wanted to be, you get to training camp, now you're starting officially on the 2019 season. How much does that help you kind of put that behind you, but still have that fueling you this season?
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, it was motivation. I think over the off season of just going out there and just making sure you get that extra workout in. But as I got closer and closer to the season, you kind of have to erase those thoughts and you use that stuff as kind of a learning experience. I mean, we got to be in a game against they ended up being the Super Bowl champion and the Patriots, and we played them right down to the end. And we made a lot of mistakes that game that we have to improve on, and we did some success that we have to keep maximizing. And so for us, just using that as a learning experience. But every single year it's a different year. You have to go out there and earn it, and we're gonna go out there as a day-by-day process, trying to get back and try to get to that Super Bowl this year.
So let me ask you this, because we were up here on the hill. I mean, you look like a little ant out on the field there. We didn't get the close-up views. We didn't get to see practice close-up. So I'm watching most of it on Twitter the last couple of weeks and videos. You're throwing left-handed into the net, and some people might say, oh, he's just out there goofing around. That's serious stuff to you, right? Because you might need that skill set at one point, right?
Yeah, I always mess around trying to do stuff like that. Hopefully I never have to throw it left-handed again. I mean, if it happens, it happens, and hopefully I complete it again. But all that stuff with the no look and throwing across my body and all that stuff is stuff I'm working on. I mean, I'm trying to see if I can make these throws. I'm trying to see that I can still put our team in the best position and not hurt us. And that's stuff that I work on each and every practice so I can utilize in the games.
I want to talk to you coach to player. Okay?
Yeah.
And you talked about getting better this year. No, you can just listen. Okay? The quarterbacks spend more time in the off season around here than anybody, right?
Yes, sir.
You need to
Yes,
because of the position. When you did your cut-ups and you looked at last season, let's say you looked at the red zone reel, okay, and you go through it with a fine-tooth comb.
Yeah.
What did you learn about your red zone that can get better?
I think just not going for the dagger every single play. I think that's the biggest thing as the whole field, not even just the red zone. As I have to still keep that mentality and be aggressive and go out there and
touchdown,
attack.
check down.
Yeah, exactly. Just making sure that I take that check down, move the chains, and take what's given to me and not necessarily try to make a scramble highlight play every single time.
Good. Another one, you go over your blitz reel. All the pressures are coming from overload blitzes, throwing hot, all that sort of thing. Check in when you have to. What did you learn from that session?
I think that I learned the most from the mistakes I made last year. I mean, I think the best thing about us being a great offense last year is we saw a ton of different defenses.
Yeah.
People were trying to figure out what they could do to stop us. And so there was stuff that I saw that was exotic that I didn't expect and that got me during games. And so kind of filing that in the memory bank and knowing that when I come out this next season, I can see it maybe an unscouted look and still know what to do in order to protect it.
That kind of layers of information for you, that's going to get you better fast because you really didn't have that last year.
Exactly.
You really didn't have that. It was a different quarterback playing.
Yeah, it was. And I mean, Alex was great, but it was a different type of offense last year, and defenses were throwing different stuff at us that we hadn't seen before. And so you look at both those Patriots games, they played us completely different ways. And so just seeing how they went about it of trying to stop us, and I figured out the ways that we found success in the end. It's stuff like that you have to learn for going into the season.
Yep.
How about from a leadership standpoint? I mean, what did you learn in that regard, and how much further along are you in that department right now?
I think just learning when to talk and when to kind of let guys learn on their own is a big thing, especially out in these training camp practices. When do I need to go out there and be vocal and kind of get on these guys and make sure that they push themselves to be the best they can every single day, and when I need to let these guys work through it on their own. As you not only go out there and play games, but you just learn each and every personality on this team. I mean, I've built great chemistry with pretty much everybody, and so I know exactly how people respond to things, and I try to get the best out of everyone every single day.
Do they listen a little more now? I'm sure they listen a little more.
Yeah. When you come to work every single day, I think that's the biggest thing. And the best thing about this team is it feels like every single person is coming out here to be better, so we can each talk to each other. I mean, those guys will get on me if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I think if you have that constant communication, you can be the best team you can possibly be.
All right. Well, listen, Patrick Mahomes, thank you for spending some time with us. Stay humble.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Work your butt off. I know you will. Have a great season, okay?
Appreciate you. Thanks
a lot, man.
Sir.
Thank you,
Great
brother.
seeing y'all.
I'm going to send it back to Colleen. Thank you.